President Trump could be facing strong headwinds in Michigan, a state he narrowly won in 2016. In head-to-head matchups, the Detroit News poll finding Biden and Sanders both ahead by the same 12-point margin, 53-41. Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, and Kamala Harris also beating Trump in head-to-head matchups. Karl Rove is a former White House Deputy Chief of Staff and Fox News contributor. It's so early to be talking about these polls, but we got some other ones. Quinnipiac today showing that, you got to help me out on this one, that Joe Biden would beat President Trump in a head-to-head matchup in Texas by 4 points, but that Trump would beat Sanders and O'Rourke there in Texas. Karl, Texas is fool's gold for Democrats, as Colin Reed always says.
Oh, yeah. Look, three things. One, it's very early. I mean, these polls, got to be careful about them. Second of all, we're talking about state-level polls. There's some state-level polls, like the one run by the Des Moines Register, that have a great reputation for accuracy. But there are a lot of other polls that are done at the state level, even by firms that get it right nationally, that don't come off particularly well when you look at the results. And third, look, there is several geological ages to go before we get to where people lock in their opinions about these things. Having said that, we ought to be looking for a pattern, and the pattern is that Republicans did not do well last fall in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And since then, we've had a number of polls that have shown that President Trump has got some challenges in these three states. He won all three of them out of nearly 13 million votes cast by about 75,000 votes. So very close states, and they're going to be critical to his reelection. In one of those states, Michigan, Amy Walter of the Cook Political Report tweeting this: here's the challenge for Democrats. Trump reelect in Michigan is just 36%, but they also don't want to see impeachment. So how do the Democrats try to thread that needle? Well, it's going to be really difficult for them to thread because they have a hard left in their caucus in the House that is absolutely determined to impeach the president. That number is growing. It's proving to be very restive. They've got the leaders of it command some critical chairmanships, most notably the Judiciary Committee with Jerry Nadler, but also Adam Schiff over at Intelligence, the chairman, Elijah Cummings of Oversight, and Maxine Waters of Financial Services. So you're going to hear a lot of this, and that's why Nancy Pelosi has gone from saying, no, we don't want to do it, it's bad politics, to saying, well, we've got to do more investigations. I think they're going to get drawn into this whether they like it or not, and it's not going to be helpful because the people who are going to decide the 2020 presidential election are independent voters, and they don't want impeachment. They think it is a waste of the country's time. They are supportive of the president's of the view that the president did not conspire with Russia, and they also accept the decision of the Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General that his actions in the aftermath of the 2016 elections do not constitute obstruction. So
and
Democrats
Joe
have got to
Biden
convince a lot
himself
of
is saying
people
that he is very against impeachment, that he knows how much time that it would waste. We're about 3 weeks out from the first debate. Does Joe Biden have the most to lose?
Well, yes. In fact, there's a column tomorrow on this very subject in the Wall Street Journal. I commend it to you. I think I've got a pretty good job of the rough draft. I'm waiting for the edits back from the editor, but I'm focused on this. Yeah, look, the attacks begin. We now have a two-front civil war inside the Democratic Party. Started last weekend at the Democratic Convention in California, where out comes Sanders, out comes Warren, and out comes Buttigieg, all of whom take direct shots at Joe Biden. And then we have what I'm going to start calling the asterisks. These are all there are 16 Democrats who are today polling at 1% or less. And the asterisks are going to try increasingly to get themselves onto the stage by lobbying unbelievable attacks, some of them at Joe Biden, but also what was interesting was at the California Convention, two asterisks, former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper and former Representative John Delaney of Maryland. They both attacked the left of the Democratic Party in order to say I'm a centrist traditional Democrat and not one of these lunatics on the left. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that plays out. But last weekend, the dam broke and the attacks started to come against Biden. There are going to be more of them before the debate in late June. There are going to be lots of them at the debate. There are going to be more in the aftermath, and then we're going to see it all done all over again in late July when the second debate is held.
So the lesson here from Karl Rove is that you don't want to be on the asterisks. Got it.
The asterisks are what the asterisks are, and my point is nobody's going to remember who said what, but it's going to add to the narrative. You're going to have some Democrats who say prudence is the way to go. We want to have somebody who can beat Trump. And the other group is going to say, oh, no, we need to have somebody who represents our very deep blue leads views. And that's going to be the,
Karl,
that's going to be
we
the
will
debate.
look forward to your column tomorrow. Glad we could give it a little preview here. I didn't even know I was going to do that.